Hello, beautiful people. Hello. Sorry, I was making sure I had some last minute things taken care of. Don't mind the clips. I'm working on my hair. When you have a lot of hair, it take a minute for you to get it all like together. So don't worry. I'm still cute, and I'm gonna be even cuter when I get it done. I want to thank you for joining me on this evening tonight. I'm gonna give a disclaimer. And my disclaimer is there's going to be a lot of curse words. There's going to be some really heavy topics that we're going to talk about that you need to be healed from, or that you should heal from. Um, I might say something that you don't agree with. Hey, I'm here for conversation. That's why it's called Sunday Night Dinner and Convo. Um, Feel free to type in the comments what you feel, what you think, a topic you want to talk about. We are here to communicate with each other. This is a safe space. There's no bashing, there's no judgment. You feel how you feel, I feel how we feel. If we are two human beings, we as adults can agree to disagree. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here to do any of that. I just feel like we are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. I told y'all I was gonna be cussing. So it is in our best interest to live our best life right now. And the only way that we can do that is to move through things that has hindered us previous to 2020. Seeing how we are 7 months into 2021, 5 months away from 2022, I think it's time that we had this conversation. So I'm just doing some last minute stuff. We should have had it taken care of, but hey, I'm here. We with it. This is where we at. So right now I'm eating on some. I am eating chicken noodle soup. And I know I told y'all don't eat that scorpion Tabasco sauce. Let me tell you. Now, it is really good. It's really good, but it's incredibly hot. So I put three, when you do like this, three, only three in the chicken noodle soup. Open me right up. I'm feeling a lot better. What would chicken noodle soup be without a soda on the side? So now that we got those disclaimers out the way, welcome back to Chelle's Closet, Midwsthumnbrd. Wherever you are watching this, welcome. I appreciate you being here because you could be anywhere else, but you are here with me, and I appreciate that. If you could be so kind, in the corners there is a subscribe or a follow button. Purple if you're on Twitch, red if you're on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that. I can guarantee you're going to enjoy this conversation, whether you enjoy it from a good place or you enjoy it from a bad place. I'm here to give you whatever you need, honey, because I'm here to give it to you. Make sure you hit subscribe or follow, and then the little bell that pops up or the little bell that's there, you definitely want to hit that so you know anytime I'm posting anything up on, going live or anything like that. Also, if you could be so kind, if you are on YouTube, if you are on Twitch, you could, hop over to YouTube and go to the communities tab and vote for your favorite song from 2016. I will be performing that this coming Saturday for Saturday Night Vibes. If you free on Saturdays, you can come over and hang out. Saturday nights at 9, I do a live karaoke. Um, I'm thinking about inviting you guys in. So with this new program I'm using, y'all know I'm stalling because we're about to get into a really deep conversation, and I had to set the atmosphere. No. So I got this new software where I can invite up to 10 people in. And so I was thinking, like, you know what? I'll be doing this by myself. Maybe I should invite some of the singers or people that I know in, and they could do karaoke with me. So stay tuned for that because that's going to happen. It's a go. I'm figuring it out, or I figured it out. I'm gonna go live with it maybe this Saturday. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay. So, um, healing. healing, um, I'll talk about myself for a minute. This is how we're going to get into this conversation because I'm going to talk about myself for a minute. Okay. 9, 10, 11 months ago, September of 2020, a situation happened to me that led me on a journey of healing and self discovery. On this journey, I learned self worth, I learned value, I learned earn ownership, I learned love. I came to the understanding that I did not love myself as much as I thought I love myself. You know, you probably sitting there like, girl, I love myself. I don't know who she thinks she talking to because I love myself. But the reality of it is we don't love ourselves as much as we say we do. Because I'm going to give you an example. You ever had a moment where you were just like, I really don't want to do this, but so that the other person will be happy or be okay, you do it? I don't know when we got to the point where we forget about ourselves and just focus on other people, but I was there. I was there. So when that situation happened, I was like, you know what? I could jump in another relationship. I could. You know, most people do that. I could just be a player out here in these streets, or I could work on me. So I took the chance and I worked on me. Now, not at any time. I thought I was prepared, but not at any time was I prepared for this journey. See, because the thing that happens when you go on a journey of healing or a journey of self discovery or just understanding who you are, there is honesty. Um, I think honesty was a big thing, like being truthful. Like you probably like I always be telling myself the truth. If you're in a relationship and you know you don't want to be there, you're not telling yourself the truth. You're lying. You're lying to yourself. If you go to a job every morning but complain before you go to that job, you're lying to yourself. It's easy for you to lie to yourself because you're used to lying to other people. So when once you stop lying to yourself, you will realize that you lie a lot. And I'm saying that because I would tell myself, like, you know, it don't matter. I'm going to be okay. I could do it later. And then after all that happened, I was just like, holy shit, I do not love myself. I thought I did. I was really like, you can't tell me nothing because I love myself. Do you see these? I love myself. I work out every day. I drink juice. And I was just like, there's something missing. I took a moment. Let me tell you what happened. When all of this first happened to me, I was in the shower. I know that's probably too much information, but I'm gonna tell you because it's significant for me. I was in the shower, and why did that just happen? I was in the shower, and I said, "I'm sorry." I don't even know why I said I was sorry, but I said I'm sorry. Tears. I'm in the shower now. Tears just like was jumping out of my eyes, and the innermost part of me felt warm. Like it felt like it hugged me. Like it felt. And then I made the connection. I was telling my younger self that I was sorry. They call it the inner child. I was telling my inner child I was sorry. You know, you ever had something happen to you and then that situation happened to you? I'm talking about, I was molested. I'm just put it out there. If y'all been watching this channel, you know this ain't new. This is something you've heard multiple times. I was molested. And so I figured as a form of protecting myself, I would protect myself. I really didn't protect myself from anything, but in my mind, it made it like okay because I thought I was protecting myself. Well, when I was in the shower that day, I said, I am sorry. And the tears start popping out. And then I realized how much I didn't protect myself. I was only adding to the thing that was already tearing me apart. I was only adding to that. I didn't accept that it happened. I didn't acknowledge it. I just stored it in the back of my head and was like, I'm moving through life. I'm great. I'm good. But that situation taught me that I wasn't. The situation taught me that I was holding on because I feared rejection. I was holding on because I didn't want to be alone. It taught me so many different things, but it wasn't even that situation that taught me that. It was that inner child that was like, when your parents didn't show you love or didn't appreciate you for being you, or you, that thing you're supposed to get from your parents, when you didn't have that, that's where rejection started for you. And I was like, wait, what? How did that? And then I thought, like, so here's a real moment. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't nervous, because I was kind of a little bit still, but hey. But it was in the sickness that I had another moment. So when you're on a journey of healing and self-discovery, it's like it's never over, because it's a journey. I've been alive 41 years, so I'm gonna, So I was laying in bed, chilling, and I had this thought, and I was like, I actually believed the person who told me that. Okay, so this is what happened. I told you guys I was molested. So this person was like, no one is going to believe you, because look at me and look at you. And they're like, why would they believe you over me? And they did all this whole little thing. And to ensure that it would be for real, like to ensure that I know now as a 41-year-old, was like, that was just a tactic that they was using. But when I was at that age, I didn't know. So what happened was, this individual told my mother that I did something. Now I'm like, hey, I didn't do that. Like, you know me, I wouldn't do that. Why would I do that? And so I got a whooping. First and last whooping I ever got in my life. I'm 41 years old, only got one whooping. It scarred me for life, literally and figuratively. It scarred me. So my mom whooped me. And in my mind, I'm sitting here like, how does she believe him? And I'm her child. Like, she should know. So when I be talking about parents, if you're parents, I'm only speaking from my personal experience. You greatest parent in the world, probably. Um, but I'm just saying, as a parent, you should know your child. And number two, you shouldn't be so quick to believe another adult because they are an adult. I mean, especially if you know your child. So that for me fostered in, like, dang, ain't nobody gonna believe me if I did say something. So it was just like, I'm damned if I do, I damn if I don't. So what do? I just was silent. So I'm laying in a bed. This is recently, like, this is in the 2 weeks. I'm laying in a bed and I was like, holy shit. That's why I believed it. That's why it took so long for me to say something, because I was like, who's going to believe me? Like, you go through all these different things. Like, all of these different things happen to you and you don't even understand the connectivity of all of it until you go through the process. Let's talk about this part right here too. Healing is a process. It's a process. I know it's cliche to say it doesn't happen overnight, but it doesn't. It's a process. I'm 41 years old. That shit happened to me when I was like younger. It hasn't happened as an adult. I'll tell you that much. No, it happened to me when I was younger, but I'm still dealing with the effects of it today. Um, and I felt like I am in the space where I am because I went to therapy. That's why I feel like I am in this space. I am in the space where I'm comfortable sharing that with you, that I was molested, I was raped. Um, I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying I'm in a better space now where I'm comfortable. I can talk about it. You probably sitting there like, you know what, my Uncle Pete molested me, my sister, my brother. Mothers and fathers be molesting people too, but we gonna get there. We're not gonna jump the gun just yet. I'm gonna talk about me so that you can feel comfortable enough to engage me in the conversation of healing. And we're not just going to talk about molestation. We're going to talk about school. We're going to talk about families. We're going to talk about religion. Yeah, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into all of it. But back to the story. So I was laying there and I was like, I can't believe I actually believed that. In my 41-year-old mind, I'm like, I can't believe I actually believe that shit. Like, I can't believe it. But now I'm healing. I'm older. I understand. I know about all of the tactics. I know about all that now. So I was just like, wow. Imagine how many other people, imagine you, like you're probably just sitting there like, dang, you know what? That situation happened to me, or it didn't happen to you, but it happened to somebody you know. And you're probably thinking like, oh, man, is that what happened? But the reality of it is no one actually did anything. I remember I remember growing up and I was just like, I'm gonna tell everybody so that somebody could do something, but nobody did anything. Nobody. Literally. I'm gonna tell you what was said. Touch not thy anointed and do thy prophet no harm. If you go to church, you understand that. If you don't go to church, it means like you can't touch the person that's in the pulpit or in leadership because God will get you. By the end of this conversation, you're gonna see where I'm at with all of this. You're gonna see where I'm at. So I'm laying there. I'm like, I can't believe I believe that. And then again, can you guess what I said? I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry, and the tears just kept popping out. Now I didn't understand like healing. I didn't understand like I had to let go. I didn't understand that I was going to walk. Like no one said. So this is why I have a YouTube, right? Because I wanted to talk to people. Because I know I'm not the only person that feel like this. But when I was molested, nobody was like, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen to you." Post molestation or post after it happens. Nobody talks to you about that. Like nobody talks to you about the suicidal thoughts. Nobody talks to you about depression. Nobody talks to you about your self-worth, insecure. They don't talk to you about that, especially in the Black community. It's like don't shh, don't say nothing. You probably got told don't tell nobody. You probably got hey, they be like shh. That's the thing. Shh. And so now you have to sit with this, right? So I was in there and I was just like, you know what? That wasn't mine to carry around. I was carrying around something that wasn't mine to carry around. And then the thing that really made it worse is like, why would this person choose you? Or isn't this person married? Or what's so special about you? And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, what do you mean I was a child? So because I wore cute barrettes, that just gave them the permission to do. I wore frilly socks, that gave you the okay to do that? No. No. So I'm processing through that, and then I just started thinking like, you know what? What other things did I take on or I hold on to um out of thinking like out of just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna protect myself. And I started to go. I literally was transported. Y'all can believe me or not, but I literally was transported back. And I was just like, I remember the child that I was before that happened. Like, I felt, what people say, people grow up too fast or they be fast or they don't live their childhood. They just grow up or they be adults. I literally remember the day and time where I know I was an adult, but I felt like an adult. An adult. I remember it. I was 8 years old. I remember it. It was like I remember it. Um, for me, I can't say like if somebody would have told me something. I don't really know what happened. I'm only 41 right now, and I could tell you, moving forward, like if you are a parent or if you're a teenager watching this, or if you are just anybody that's watching this, right? I can tell you this: the things that happened to you while you were growing up, they weren't your fault. They weren't, especially if you are below the age of 18. I know people be like, "Oh, they're an adult or they was acting grown and fast," but the reality of it is I'll say it like this. If you've had your innocence taken away from you and no one talked to you about that, I want to say everything that I did after I had my innocence taken away from me was like what I thought I was protecting myself. I thought I was being okay. I wouldn't be alone in situations. I wouldn't drink. I wouldn't do any of that because I didn't want anybody to take it. I was never, nobody ever was going to ever take advantage of me again. Nobody. I didn't go places. I didn't hang out with people. I wasn't doing a lot of stuff because nobody was going to ever take advantage of me again. Also, no one was ever going to blame me. I was young. If you are an adult and you are telling your child or anyone that's in your facilitated area that the situation happened to them because they were fast, because they wore a short skirt or they wore tight clothes, you are wrong. You are wrong. I told you at the beginning of my disclaimer, you probably might not like this conversation, but guess what? It needs to be said. These things need to be said. Somebody in your family should have said this to you. You are wrong. You saying that to a child is going to formulate in their mind, um, it's my fault. It's not, it's not their fault. They didn't ask they didn't ask for these adults to be doing these things to them. That wasn't that wasn't what they asked for. They just thought I'm gonna be a child. I'm gonna play with Barbie dolls or Legos or video games, and I'm gonna have the most amazing life. I'm gonna play AAU basketball, cheerlead. I'm gonna do. You a child, so you think child thoughts. You're not thinking this adult is gonna look at me with googly eyes. And then, and then, I started to pay attention to like. So I was younger, right? All of that stuff was happening, and then I started to pay attention, right? There were young men. I'm gay, by the way, but I did entertain young men back in the days because, anyways. But there were young men that wanted to talk to me. Like they were, like we were really kicking it and hanging out. Back in the days, you was going to the park or just people would come over, y'all play video games, watch movies, blah, blah, blah. It was the 80s and the 90s. We had a good time. And they would try to talk to me. And then they would like it would just they would never wouldn't see it. I wouldn't hang out with them again. That I wouldn't see them again. And then like, as I got older, I ran into him and I was like, what happened? I thought we was cool or whatever. And so they was like, do you know that the pastor of the church who molested me, told them that I had a venereal disease, that I cheated, that I was sleeping with multiple people. Like he literally. Now at that time, I didn't know what that was. I was like, why would he do that? Why would you say something like that? Like, why? Right? But it dawned on me. If you are touching someone, if that's your ultimate source of pleasure, you don't want somebody else having the opportunity to have that. You don't. Like, think about it. I know I'm talking about kids, but let's talk about it as an adult, right? If you are in a relationship, you don't want someone else to be with the person that you're with. So you make up lies and you tell stories. Like, bro, you be talking to your guys, you be like, bro, she trash. She ain't know nothing. She let me hit it, blah, blah, blah. When reality, you know what the real of it is. Like, if that woman left you, you would be lost. If that guy left you, you would be lost. So, it was that whole thing. So then I was just like, I can't believe, but then the reality of it. See, this is what I'm telling you. It's long-term effects. So if you or someone has been molested, I am here to help you. Now, what worked for me may not work for you, but I'm gonna tell you, it could assist you in working through that. This girl's life, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. We've all, especially if you are a person of color. I know you can't say that, but I guarantee you, if you are a person of color, either you or someone in your family has been molested. Guarantee you. I'm gonna guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. How can you guarantee? The, it's like a rite of passage. It's not a real one. It's like a rite of passage. Like, this is why I wanted to talk tonight about healing, because families, families. I'm gonna get there in just a minute. So I thought about all of the lies that were said. I remember being in a physical relationship. Like, me and this young man, we were going to the movies, we were skating, we were doing all of the kid things, bowling. We hanging out. And so then one day I was just like, why you acting different? What's going on? He was like, oh, the pastor of the church said that and I was like, that's so weird. So then I realized, y'all might be like, why? I do not like when people who know me, like, if you know me, like, if you watch me on this YouTube or this Twitch, you kind of know me, right? So if you see me being petty, or you hear somebody say she being petty, and you like, how? I don't know. That's not my character. It's only love and positivity. I go to sleep when I feel like being petty. I go to sleep and I wake up and I try it all over again. I'm not about that petty life. I'm not about that fighting. I'm not about that. That's not me. I love you enough to have a conversation with you. Other than that, I just won't talk to you. I won't be in your space. We good. So then I felt like I had to approach the person. And that's when it dawned on me. I was like, wait, so you out here telling people that, why are you doing that? Well, I didn't want you to talk to this person, and I didn't feel like that person deserved you. Who are you to tell anyone who deserves me? You already traumatized my life already. Already you did that. So back to being 41, and I was just like, a lot of the decisions that I made was as a result of that thing happening to me. And I thought that I was protecting myself, but I wasn't. I was devaluing myself because I was like, I just want to be with you because you say you love me, you hang out with me. So, but that was the inner me. The adult me was like, I don't give a fuck about you, what you wrote in on your car, what you wear. I don't care nothing about that. I care about your heart and your motives. That's what I care about, especially at 41. Your heart and your motives. You could have tons of money. If you know me, you know I don't give a fuck about money. I don't. Because the situation that happened to me, like, I was getting molested and people was throwing money at me, not like literally throwing money at me. I done went on trips. I done did all of this stuff. And I couldn't for the life of me figure out how no one saw a problem with that. Like, no one. When I tell you I was traveling out of town, staying in hotel rooms, like, no one saw a problem with that. I was young, young. And then I understood it was like grooming. I understood it to be grooming. So if you are a parent and you have your parent sense, I was going to say spidey sense, but it's a parent sense. And I know you as a parent have it because I'm not even a parent. I've parented a lot of kids, but I have it. If you have a feeling that an adult is having a weird little thing going on with your child, teenage, or someone in your facilitated area, you definitely want to say something about that. And here's why. That child, that teenager, hell, that adult probably needs someone to come and stand up for them, to make them feel safe. That's what I realized. I didn't feel safe when I was growing up. That's why you're probably like, why did you feel like you need to protect yourself? Because I never felt safe. I didn't feel safe at all. Honestly, I've never felt safe in a religious setting. I'm going to say it like that. I never felt safe because at home with my grandmother, my uncles, I felt safe. Wasn't nothing going to happen to me. I knew wasn't nothing going to happen to me. um, with the person formerly known as my ex-wife. I felt safe. Like, she did things I've never in my entire life seen anyone do. I'm 41, but she did things that made me feel safe. So part of me was like, but you made me feel safe. That's why I was holding on, so because you made me feel safe. But in actuality, I was always safe. I know you probably like, how do you feel safe if that? I was safe because I wasn't in that situation anymore. Like, I hadn't. caught up to the fact that I wasn't in that situation. I was still living in survival mode. That's what it was. I was still living in survival mode. Like, I had to protect myself from what? I'm an adult now. If anybody comes to me on that bullshit right now, it's gonna be immediately shut down, and the authorities will be involved. That's what they get paid for. I'm not hiding. I'm not sweeping nothing under the rug. I'm touching the anointed, and I'm gonna do prophets harm all for the rest of my life. I'm gonna do that for the rest of my life. You hear me? You see me? You can put it on repeat if you want to. I don't even care. If more people stood up for people that are underdogs, or people that are being abused, or people that are, if more people stood up and actually stopped caring about people's positions and family members, and stop caring about, oh, they not gonna like me no more. Who gives a fuck? A child, a teenager, somebody is going to be affected. It's lasting, lifelong effects as we move into religion. Now, I did grow up in a religious organization. I am not knocking what I'm going to say about religion. It has nothing to do with you. It's just me and where I come from. I am not knocking your religious beliefs. It's just me. It's just some things I can't get down with. Can't, won't, I can't. Not doing it. Um, the place that I grew up in, the really sad thing is that multiple people before me address things happening. And this is why I have a problem with religious organizations. Like, we all talk about the Catholic Church and how people be touched, and then they move the preachers around, or priests as they call them. They move them around, and then they pay the people, and then people be like, "Oh, well, they paid them." Who gives a fuck about money? Like, you think because I have $1 million, I'm gonna forget that I was molested? I'm gonna forget that this person in leadership touched me? You're not. You probably remember when you was riding your bike and you fell off your bike and scrape your knee. That's probably why you don't ride bikes now. You don't forget. It doesn't magically, like, it's gone. Oh, it's gone. It doesn't magically happen like that. Hey, adoring Ali. Ali. I hope I'm saying that right. So my thing is, it's like, we feel that giving it to God, Buddha, Allah, whoever you serve, is going to take it away. The reality of it is, it doesn't. You can't say that. You can't say that. Yes, I can. Let's think about this right now. Take a moment. Take a moment. How many times have you put it on the altar? How many times have you prayed? How many times have you done all of these things and it is still there? How many times? I'm just saying. The reality of it is sometimes we have to take accountability ourselves and say, you know what, this shit happened to me. Yes, it was wrong, but I have to figure out how I am going to move through this, because you can never get over it. You can't go around it, because eventually it's going to come back to you. So what you have to do is walk. You have to put 10 toes on the ground and walk through it. You have to walk through that. That's why I said the process is important. You have to walk through the fact that, damn, I was molested, whether it be by your mother, father, sister, brother, auntie, uncle, grandma, grandfather, the priest, the neighbor up the block, the man at the corner store, whoever it was, right? You have to walk through that. And I'm going to give you this disclaimer also. This person may never apologize to you for what happened. In fact, they probably will make it seem like you're lying. They probably make it seem like you're crazy. They probably make it seem like it never even happened. It never happened. That's why I wanted to talk about today healing. Because if you never get a sorry, you're going to walk around with that. No, you're not. We're not going to walk around with those things anymore. I didn't walk around with, I realized in this whole healing and self discovery. Um, I didn't have a mother daughter relationship with my mother. I didn't understand the importance of that until recently, like recently. I didn't understand the importance of that. I mean, I could always talk to my mother about everything, but I never really had that like mother daughter, like the mother daughter whole thing. I never really had that, but I could talk to her about anything. And it wasn't until after all of the situation happened where my ex-wife cheated on me with her old girlfriend who's she's married to now, or they're engaged, whatever. Um that I was able to sit down and actually talk to my mother and have a conversation. And it was just like, hmm, all this time I was holding on to something. Like I felt that she knew. Even if she did knew, she still didn't. Like I didn't want to carry that anymore. I didn't want to carry that. I didn't want to have a reason to like no, I don't want to carry that anymore. So I talked to her, let that go, and then I started to realize I was carrying around a lot of shit that had nothing to do with me. It just was things that happened to me. I told you guys last night, like I be holding on to stuff, like not intentionally. It's just what I do. Like I love you guys. I love people enough where I'm willing to give of myself so that you can feel comfortable to talk about it. You don't necessarily have to talk to me right here on this live, but you will feel comfortable enough to talk about it. Like maybe you're here, you'll feel comfortable enough to go talk to your kids or go talk to your mother or go talk to your husband or your wife and be like, "Listen, baby, um I've been carrying this around for a long time and I'm ready to let it go now." Now, if you are one of the un, if you are one of the individuals that receive a conversation of somebody saying, "Hey, this happened to me. I'm going to tell you what you shouldn't do." If someone tells you that they were molested, especially by somebody that you know, the the first thing you don't want to do is victim blame. Just listen to them. Listen to what they're saying. I know you're going to have questions cuz you don't believe that this person could actually do that. But in reality, how well do we really know people? Cuz I literally was saying like, people know me. Like I literally live my life on display so people can know me. They know who I am, they know what I do, they know me. So when this individual I left, when I told you guys I was in a cult, I call it will always and forever be a cult to me. I don't care what anyone says. People have tried to convince me otherwise. No, it will always be a cult to me. When I left the cult, um I returned the keys to the building that I had. I said I would never come back here ever again, and I left just like that. See how calm and chill that was? It wasn't nothing major. It was just like that. Here's the keys, never coming back here. Boom, I was gone. Do you know that this individual stood in his congregation and told his congregation that I hemmed him up, I punched him, and I shot the keys at him? Do you know that these people in this same cult that I grew up with from like 8 until I was like mid 20s when I left were in my inbox threatening me? Threatening. When I say threatening, I mean threatening me. Like people I grew up, people to this day whose children still call me auntie, were in my inbox threatening me because this man, the same man who molested me, the same man, that man said that I hemmed him up and I punched him in the face and I threw keys at him. And I was really trying to figure out, like, how did you believe that? Like, how? How is that something that was believable? And I know you're probably like, where are you going with this? This is where I'm going. Sometimes when it comes to healing, we need to heal from people who are the closest to us. I needed to heal from my mother. I needed to heal from my father. I needed to heal from religion. from growing up in a cult. I needed to heal from all of that. I am still presently healing from all of that. I know people will be like, "Hey, but that's your mother. You should." And at the end of the day, you know what I would say? If a stranger did something to you, you probably be like, I didn't know you anyways. You wasn't really. I didn't. There was really no connection. Whatever. It's gonna hurt. But when a family member does something to you, that hurt is on a whole nother level. Like imagine this, right? Imagine you was growing up and you chilling, you living a regular life, right? And then you grow up, you got your own apartment, and you go to get the lights or something in your name, and they like, oh no, you have $1,000 energy bill, and you like, how did I have $1,000 energy bill? I just moved out. Your mama or your daddy or somebody put the light bill in your name, and now your credit is all messed up. Like that hits different when you're an adult. It's just like, wait a minute. And then they ask you this question: do you want to file a fraud case? And you like, well, now do I send my mama to jail, or do I just pay it? And how many of you have just paid it? How many of you have just like, oh, that's my mama, so I'ma just your mama totally disrespect you? Because parents can be disrespectful. They can. They can be disrespectful and then be like, I'm your parent, so you just gotta take it. But the reality of it is you don't. I know it's like honor thy father and mother. I already know that. But see, what people don't do is they continue on to the end of the scripture. Oh yeah, I do know the Bible front and back, all of that. Because I was reading it. I was trying to figure out. Anyways, it said, do not provoke thy child to wrath. So parents be lying. I told y'all at the beginning of this whole thing, adults lie. They do. They lie. Why they lie, I don't know. But adults be lying. But parents be doing some downright dirty shit, and they expect you not to call them out on it because you are their child and they are the parent. But the reality of it is we got to be we got to hold everybody accountable. Everybody. If right now you feel like your parents put you in harm's way in a lot of time of your childhood, you probably felt like your mother or father wasn't the best. I can guarantee you, if you go and tell your mother that she wasn't the best, she probably do one of these three things, right? I did the best that I could because I didn't know. I didn't, nah, all of that. Or it'd be like, you an ungrateful child. When in reality, it's like, no, it's just, I see, like, here's the whole argument a lot of people have. Never asked to be here. I didn't tell you to, and I'm here. I didn't tell you that. I didn't, they say parenting doesn't come with a book. Well, being a child doesn't come with a book either. We don't know, like, okay, this person, like in my mind, this is how I process it. I was like, okay, my parents are the first, they are the first exposure to love that I am going to have. They are the first teachers, the first role models that I'm going to have. So when my parents didn't give me the things that I thought that parents should give, um I was confused. I was kind of like, wait, what? I think my parents are defective. And it's like, you're going to tell me what to do, but I can't rebel against, like, it's rebelling. That's what it's called. Like, you're going to tell me to go over this person's house, but I don't want to go over their house because they be touching me when I'm at their house. But because you have to go do whatever you need to do as an adult, I'm just supposed to go over there. Mm, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Listen, I have nieces and nephews, and if my niece and nephews say they don't want to go somewhere, guess what they're not gonna do? I'm not gonna force them to go. I'm not gonna do it. Because kids will non-verbally speak. They will non-verbally tell you. They will tell you. We just get so used to, like, you gonna do what I say, do as I say and not as I do, whatever that is. You gonna do what I say because I'm the adult. Who's the adult here? And so the kids not wanting to disappoint you just go and take it. And then you wondering why your child is depressed, or they stay in their room all the time. Or have you check this out, right? I don't know how old you are, but I am 41 years old. I'm keep saying that because that's very important to me because I never thought I'll see it. Um, I've never in my life seen so many people under the age of 15 taking their lives. I mean, not physically seeing where I'm watching them, but like reading the news and like scrolling on Facebook or any social media, and it's like this young kid killed themselves, or this young teenager killed themselves because they were being bullied. As someone who like I can't like I don't watch the news. I don't really be on social media like that. I can't because it's too much for me. I'd be like, well, what was they like? Why like? How did it get to the point where they just felt like they couldn't talk to anybody? There was nobody around that they could talk to. Like they would could share. I never want the people around me to feel like they can't talk to me. I talk to them around about everything. If you know me, you know y'all be watching me. I'm talking to y'all about everything right here. I want people to feel comfortable where they can come and tell me. And the first thing I'm gonna do, I was telling y'all, I'm gonna get back to this. The first thing I'm not gonna do, the first thing I'm gonna do is let them know that they in good hands. I got you. You ain't even got to worry about it. From here on out, I'm gonna keep my eyes open. Anything I got you. You don't even got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about that. Somebody bullying you, I'm gonna make sure. This is what I when I was younger. I wished like I would have when I said, "Hey, this person is doing this to me." I wished I had hoped. I had my fingers. I literally was sitting there like, "Yes, this is gonna end because this person gonna go to them and they gonna point their finger at them and they gonna tell them you gotta stop and all of that." And you know what happened? It never happened. It never happened. If you are a parent and you're growing up in an environment that there's domestic violence, while you may say that my kids are young, they're not going to know, they're not going to your kids are going to know. They hear the screams, they hear the punches, they hear the slams against they hear all of that. They hear it. It might not be, you might not see them acting it out now. It may happen later on in life. You never know. You never know how it's going to affect them. We never know. And I say that as somebody who grew up like they're like I learned it was like you're either going to become sexually promiscuous, you're going to not want to have sex, you're going to turn around and do it to someone else. Like there's so many different things, but I didn't know any of these things. So I got older. I'm going to say fortunately, but unfortunately, I was one that was like I could care less about sex. I really could. Um, I just didn't care. Like I learned how to detach because it. Listen, we're gonna do a story time on that later, but I had to process the fact that that happened to me. No more was it just thrown in the back of my head like, oh yeah, that happened. I'm good. Look at me. I'm out here. I'm graduating college. I'm doing all of this stuff. But nobody knew that I was struggling. Like, how was it okay? You probably thinking like my uncle touched me, my Uncle Pete touched me, and everybody was just okay with it. You probably told your siblings and they was like, well, Uncle Pete touched me too, but look at me. I ain't got no problems. I'm good. When in reality, they struggling just like you. I seen a TikTok. I love TikTok. I seen a TikTok and a young lady was like, people want to know why we don't want the community to raise, the whole it takes a village to raise a child. And people want to know why we don't want the village to raise our children. And she said it's because they protected child molesters, they protected pedophiles, they protected they protected abusers. Like we don't want that for our kids. And I was like, that's I completely understand that. I completely understand that. I be thinking to myself, like somebody's like, you never wanted kids. I was like, I did at a point in time, but I just thought to myself, here's a thought that I had that is not real. Well, it's just a thought. If I was to have a child, given the things that have happened to me, I would be one of those super overprotective parents, and I just couldn't imagine, like, just because I know what happened to me, I could not imagine that happening to my child. I don't want to imagine it happening to myself. I would literally lose it. I'm just gonna say it. I would literally lose it. Cause do you people do not understand the lasting effects. Like, if you are a parent and you are calling your child dumb, stupid, retarded, I'm not saying these at any particular person. I'm just saying terms. If you are calling your child a P word, uh which is a word that is used as in a derogatory term for a male who is homosexual. I know I went about that and you was like, why did you just say it? Because I'm never going to say that word ever. You are only causing mental abuse on your child. Like, you're probably like, "Ugh, they gonna get tough skin." No, they're gonna struggle. If you actually think about it, you watching, if you actually think about a lot of your struggles, it's like it didn't just mysteriously happen while you were an adult. It was things that happened to you when you were younger, and they're just manifesting, or they're just coming out now as an adult. Like, think about it, right? You probably work a job because you were told that you need to work a job to pay your bills and to make sure that you can eat every day. So you work a job. It's not the job you want. You just work a job because you can get a paycheck. You really want to start your own business, but you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. You don't know how to do it. You want to do it legally, but you don't know how, or you don't know where. And then you are surrounded by people in your family who's not I'm trying to think of a word that's not entrepreneurially minded. They don't have the mindset of entrepreneurs. So now you really stuck, like, well, you know what, I'm gonna work this job until I can find something better. We need to be healed from generational traumas. Generational traumas. I said last Sunday, I was like, what kind of parent are you? Or what kind of person are you? Are you a person that sees something fucked up and you just be like, I'm going to mind my own business? Now, listen, I'm all for you. I'm minding your own business, but there's no way in hell I'm going to see, if I'm in a grocery store parking lot, there's no way in hell I'm going to see somebody getting beat up on and not, I ain't going to say I'm going to try to intervene because but I will pick up my phone and dial 933-4444. I think that's the non-emergency number for Wisconsin. Or, and if depending on the severity of it, I would dial 911, or I'll go back in the store and tell the security they need to do something. Because the last thing I'm going to do is watch anything happen and not do anything. We can say it's because what happened to me when I was younger, but listen, I choose not to sit by and do nothing. I choose to use my voice. I choose to um encourage others to use their voice, because at the end of the day, we are all in this together. If I could come here and be like, hey, this shit happened to me, I didn't choose to become a victim of it. I chose to use what happened to me as fuel to get the things that I want out of life. It was not easy for me to be like, damn, I I could have been like, I look at myself. I wrote a poem, right? It's called Father Please. And I wrote it like when I was in the midst, I was like 17, 18, was like, and as I grew in the like 1820s, 30s, as I grew, I added pieces to the poem. And as I look back and I said the poem, I said the poem earlier this year, and I just thought about, like, I had dreams and hopes of like playing in the WNBA, and I was going to own a business that was a Fortune 500 company. Like, I just had really wild dreams, like things that I knew that I could accomplish. I was going to graduate school. I said I'm going to go all the way up to get my doctoralship, doctorship, whatever it is. I was going to go all the way to do that. Hello, Boo. Yep, Boo. Hi, I'm going to call you Boo. Um I was gonna go all the way through that. But when those things happened to me, I literally like I it took everything from me. Everything. So when I say I never saw a day past 14, it's my 14th birthday. I didn't see a day past 14. I literally I'm literally thinking about I could tell you that I graduated from college. I had a nervous breakdown. I almost died a couple of times. But I can't really tell you anything other than that. I spent so much time in here where it was just like I don't even know I don't even know how I graduated high school, but I did graduate. I don't even know how I did it. That was a tough that was a seriously tough time for me. And I lost my grandmother and I lost my uncle. That was a seriously tough time for me. But it wasn't until I was 40 years old and my ex-wife had just cheated on me that I decided to go. I went to therapy. Wait, I went to therapy in my 30s and I let go of a lot of things, but I didn't realize like that was just surface. I'm gonna say, okay, surface. I would say it got a lot of the stuff off of me. It got a lot of the stuff off of me. But it wasn't until that happened that I realized like there's some remnants of things in there. So I'm still cleaning the stuff out. And then I was just like, this individual was able to do the things that they did to me, number one, because I thought that they actually cared about me. So pedophiles, child molesters, they usually look for people who are like alone, people who don't feel love, they don't really value themselves, or they don't get a lot of attention, that people don't really like, people think it's ugly. Like they really prey on people like that. They really do. You probably like this whole hour you've been talking is about because molestation isn't really talked about a lot. And if it is, the first thing you hear is get over it. Or I was molested too, but look how I am doing. I'm doing great. Or that happened so long ago. Why do you want to talk about it now? Actually, somebody said that to me, and I was like, at the end of the day, um, it's my life. That's number one. Number two, if I choose to talk about something that happened to me and the person who did it to me is still alive, I am well within my right to talk about it. You shouldn't talk about it now. They in a good space. They don't. That doesn't negate the fact that they did it to me. Like I'm not out here like, well, I am writing a book. That I was about to say I'm not out here writing a book, but either way, you are still entitled to it. So I'm gonna say this to you, right? If your family, because again, we need to be healed from family traumas, generational family traumas. We need to be healed from that. So if your family is like, oh, why are you bringing it up now? Who gives a fuck what time they bring it up? If they bring it up on their deathbed, it shouldn't have never happened. And if you that's watching, if you know that somebody, if you were touching people or your auntie, sister, brother, the entire lineage, somebody in your family was touching somebody and you and do shit about it, you just as responsible as they are, in my book. Now, other people probably will give you a pass. I'm not. I can't. Again, I'm going to say I cannot know something is going on with a child or a teenager and understand how impressionable their minds are and be like they going to grow up, they going to get over it. You never get over it. It doesn't magically disappear. You have so many like adult males that have been wait, because we don't talk about this much either. We talk about male child molesters or pedophiles, but we don't talk about the women. So there are men out here who actually think that it's like cool to have sex with somebody who's older than them. Like they think it's cool. Like it's a, hey bro, you know you a man now. You were molested. That wasn't supposed to happen to you. You probably thinking it was cool because you could talk to your people about it. Like, yeah, bro, I was, and I smashed. That's not cool. That's not cool. Now you out here smashing everything that got two legs and moving, male and female. And you don't think nothing wrong with that. You think, I'm just out here, I'm a player in these streets. But the reality of it is somewhere in the back of your mind, you're trying to figure out if I am, you know what I'm saying? If I am. There was a rise. Well, since we're here, there's a rise in down low men or bisexual men or men who have sexual relationships with men, but they're not gay. They just like the pleasure. Y'all know what I'm saying. Um, but it stems from them being molested. Now, I'm not saying everybody who molested. I told y'all some of the stuff that they either gonna become really sexual active, not no sex at all. They gonna become suicidal, depressed, or they're gonna turn around and start doing it to people because the people that was doing it to them groomed them to be the next pedophile. There's situations like that too, like Uncle Pete. Uncle Pete kids probably are molesters, but hey, that's you and your family. That's still not right. Uncle Pete, your cousin molested you, God, brother, sister, none of that is right. We all know none of that is right. Um, but we just need to be healed from like traumas. Traumas. I said earlier, you work in a job, you don't like that job. You literally wake up every morning like, oh God, I gotta go to work. Your boss talking to you like you just some child on the playground. You probably like, if this motherfucker talk to me one more time out of line, I'm gonna cuss him out. If she look over this cubicle one more time, I'm gonna cuss her out. Like, you probably just have those things. I'm gonna tell you, like, we are living in 2021. We are surviving a global fucking pandemic. If you are still holding on to things, I want to encourage you right now to let it go. Have that hard conversation with your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your cousin that touched you. You'll have that hard conversation. And I'm going to tell you why you need to have that hard conversation. You probably looking at them and they done moved on with their life. They out here living the best life, traveling, married, kids, balling, whatever you want. They probably living their best life, but you still in that moment holding on to what happened to you. You got to let that go. If you don't do it for no other reason than the fact that you are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic, that's why you should do it. That's why you should do it. I literally said to myself, was like, I literally I will literally say that I feel, I'm not going to say felt because that's past tense. I feel like the woman that I was with is the love of my life. However, due to situations beyond my control and her control, we are not together right now. I will never, 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 never. This is just me. I will never disrespect her. I will never allow her to be disrespected in my presence just because of, not just because, that is the love of my life. She protected me. She was in the trenches with me. And for those things, plus more, she will always have my respect. I will never let anyone disrespect her. I will never be anything like that. And I am healed to the point where I would even sit down and have a conversation with her. If it ever came to that, I would. Now, if you would have asked me a couple of months ago, I never knew. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But as a part of the process, I didn't blame her. Like, no, she cheated on me. We're not going to keep that. We're not going to sweep that up under the rug. She cheated on me. But I looked inside of myself and was like, okay, here I am. I was in a marriage for 5 years. I was married for 5 years. And then it was just like, it was nothing. It literally never existed. When I say that, it literally never existed. I'm telling you, like, outside of the videos that I still have on my YouTube, which I'm going to begin taking down shortly, um, it never existed. But I know that I was in it. And so I spent time just understanding, like, like anything happened to us, you're going to always be like, what could I have done? What did I do? Like, so I did all of that. And for me, it was like, you know what? I just needed to heal. Like, I just needed to heal. And I'm so grateful for being in a mind frame of like, let me take this time to heal. Now, I'm not gonna say that people wasn't in my inbox. People wasn't, they were. But because healing is more important to me, I don't want I don't want the next phase of my life. I don't want post pandemic phase of my life to be the same way pre pandemic was. I don't want to live my life like that. I don't want to just be with somebody because they make me feel safe. I, I want to be with somebody because I love them. They love me. We are growing together. I don't want to be with somebody because my family tell me I should. I don't want anyone's decision or opinions, shit that happened to me. I don't want that to be why I'm doing what I'm doing. I realize that all the shit that happened to me in my life showed me how strong I was. I said earlier, you're probably praying like, hey, take this away, make it disappear, take this part of my brain, and just, you probably prayed all of these different prayers. I'm here to tell you it's never going to go anywhere. You just have to figure out how to work with it. Don't work against it, because if you working against it, it's going to overtake you. And then you'll be back in the same spot, but you got to work through it. Like, I didn't realize what a trigger was, but I realized the trigger. I realized there's certain colognes I just can't, it literally physically makes me sick to my stomach. I can't do it. I began to understand why that was, and it was because of that. It was the cologne. Like, I could tell the connection of it. I told you guys, if you joined me last night, I took a music wellness course to understand like how we are connected, how we connect to different things, um, how I am able to hold on to things. Like, I can watch a news story about a young child killing themselves, and then I have all these different questions in my mind. It's like, who, what, where, why, how, when. Like, I wish I could have talked to them, even though I don't even know them. I wish I could have talked to them. I wish I could have hugged them and let them know, like, hey, this fucked up shit happened to you, but you are going to be okay. Don't the number one thing that we do is we be silent. That's not helping us. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, because the more you talk, the more people talk about, that one cousin you have that come over and spend the night and they tell everything, and then you be like, ugh, I don't know why they be coming over, because they gonna tell everything. You need more people like that to tell everything, because then one day people will wake up and stop doing shitty things. That's just my opinion. People will wake up and stop doing shitty things. That's why I said I was only going to do positivity and love. I told you guys my ex-wife cheated on me with her ex-girlfriend, and then her current wife, fiance, whoever she is, um, called herself disrespecting me with information I had already told you guys. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was just all rainbows and sunshine positivities. I just sat and I looked at that and I was like, how miserable do you have to be to feel like you have to down talk someone that you don't even know? I don't know this woman. I don't know her. Never met her before, ever. I'm not about to sit right here and down talk her. I'm just going to pray for her. And I don't even pray, but I'm making an exception for this young lady. Um, I don't want to be like that in my life. I don't want to wish death upon the person that did that to me. I want to wish healing. I literally was like, I hope that they get healed from the traumas that they experienced as a child, where they turned around and did the same thing to me. How do you know they experienced traumas as a child? Because I'm going to tell you, they would say those things, they would say certain things to me to be like, hey, Man, this happened to me. My brothers used to do this to me, and then I feel so bad, but you're doing this to me. And then it was like, well, here, take this money, and then, I'm sorry for what happened. And I was just like, wait, what? So this is where this phrase come in, that I wish that we do away with it, because at the end of the day, if we hold each other accountable, it wouldn't happen, right? Hurt people hurt people. I say we should do away with it, because if you are hurt and you know that you are hurting someone else, that means that you are fully aware of what you are doing. That's how you're able to say hurt people. Why don't hurt people just stop hurting people? Why don't they just heal or process the hurts in their life so that they don't turn around and hurt someone else? That's like if you are a parent, right? Like, let's just think about our parents, right? Maybe your parent was molested, or they got abused by their parents or their step parents or something. And then they grew up, was like, oh, when I have kids, I'm never going to do this to my child. I'm going to be my child's best friend. And then you are the child of the parent that was abused or molested. So now your experience in life is going to be based off of what they know, how they know parenting. And they only know parenting by abuse, or however their childhood is. Again, because parents are always quick to say, we didn't come with no manual. I did the best I could. But here's my thing, right? Parents, are you actually doing the best that you can? I thought about this before I came on live, and I was like, I feel like as a big sister, the only girl, I feel like I did the best that I could when it came to protecting my brothers, when it came to having open and honest conversation with my brothers. Um, I feel like I did the best I could with my nieces and nephews. I feel like I did the best that I could with my parents. I even asked my parents to forgive me for holding them accountable for being parents. And it was just my how I thought parents should be. Cause you read and it's like your parents should. I feel like every parent should love the fuck out of their kids. Like, you have a child or children, you should love them. You should love them so much where they are more important than your job. And I know you're like, hey, I need to have a job so I can pay these bills, so I can make sure they have food, clothing, and shelter. You're right. However, if your child is a basketball game, maybe you didn't get the opportunity to play basketball, maybe you did. I would like to say that it'd be more important for you to be at your child's basketball game than your job. Why do you say that? Last year when the government shut down and everybody was at home and nobody had a job, and then it was like essential workers. A lot of people wasn't essential, and then you had to be at home with your child anyways. So why don't you put your child first? Like, why don't we put families first? Like, why don't we, like, so many people last year when we were like literally locked down, like, I'm gonna get to this point in a minute. But when we were literally locked down, like, you wanted to see your mother, you wanted to see your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, nieces, and nephews. Think about the people, the elderly that was like in nursing homes. You wanted to be like, you longed to be there with those people. You wanted to. What I wouldn't give for another backyard barbecue, or what I wouldn't give for a Thanksgiving at mom's house. Like, you wanted that, and now it's like, okay, the pandemic is over. It's really not. But okay, it's over now. We could be out here in these streets and we could turn up and it means nothing. I think about, we wasn't really hearing news about people getting shot or killed or stabbed or anything like that, because we were all in the house, afraid of dying, afraid of catching whatever this is. We were there. some of us have processed like, you know what, I was really wasting time in my life just doing nothing. I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't happy. I'm not happy. Another reason why we need to heal. It's so many different reasons why we need to heal. It's so many different ways we need to heal. It's just like I can't talk about all of them. I could, because y'all know I'm a talker. But even this pandemic, we need to heal from, right? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of us really came to the understanding that we fucking hate our jobs. And I'm including myself in this, because you have those people who she thinks she better. I don't really care about that, but just for the sake of this conversation, we don't like our jobs, we don't like our housing situations. Some of you don't like your kids. Some of you definitely don't like the person that you lay in the bed with every night. You just don't like your life. You now have the opportunity while you are watching this. If you are going to come back and watch this, you now have the opportunity to change your life. Only you can do it. You probably waiting for money to come and do it. No, you have to make that conscious decision to change your life. Only you can do it. Only you can change your life. Happiness starts right here. I know people be like, he don't make me happy. She don't make me happy. This job ain't making me happy. The reality of it is you're unhappy in here. Something in here is broken. You need to take the time to heal it. Who knows? Maybe you will find healing within here and you be like, you know what? The thing that was stopping me from leaving this job and starting my own business, because my mother started a business back in the days and her business failed and she felt like a failure, so maybe I'm gonna be a failure. No, that has nothing to do with you. That was your mother. That was your mother. People don't think I'm gonna be successful. People don't think. This is another thing, right? As human beings, we seem to take a lot of stock in what someone else has to say about us. Now I know you probably like, not everybody is like you, Chelle, but the reality of it is why do you care what someone who is not putting food on your table, paying your rent, gas in your car, sleeping with you every night, even if those people are doing those things, why do you care? Look at it like this way. If you are living for your family, right? I got to do this, my family, they're gonna look at me as an outcast. They're already looking at you as an outcast. Like, I gotta do this for my family. Is your family's happiness more important than yours? And I only ask that because people really feel like they're making their family happy. But check this out, right? If you look at your family, who is really happy? People aren't really happy anymore. People are really like, we're surviving a global fucking pandemic and people is just out here finding comfort. I just need to be comforted. I just need to find a job that makes me feel like I'm worth something, but that job don't make you feel like you're worth something. I'm gonna be with him because we've been together for a long time, or I'm gonna be with her because she held me down while I was in jail. Not saying that she was in jail, but she held me down. She made sure I had it. Like, we always create these scenarios and why we stay in these fucked up situations. When in reality, we should just be getting out of them. Like, you be in church, like, what? Now, Jesus, I got a couple of questions because, I've been praying for 15, 20 years, paying my tithes, giving to the building fund. I've been making sure, everything was taken care of, but I can't even get a car, can't even get a job. I mean, you got questions. You are entitled to questions. I know they be like, don't question God, but Jesus himself questioned God, and that was his father, according to the word scriptures. It's we give people too much power in our life. Like, if you wake up in the morning and you like, oh, I gotta put my wig on because people gonna tell me my wig is cute. I gotta make sure it's laid like this, so when people see it, they be like, oh girl, your wig is cute. I like the invisible line. I like whatever your baby hairs. Oh girl, look at your lashes. Or bro, man, those Jordans, those pants. We live for other people. That's where the disconnect for me come, because I don't listen. If I do a live and no one ever comes to the live, I will still do lives. I, I would still upload a video. I would still look at this camera and talk into this mic. I would still do that. I don't, my hair isn't like this because someone was like, "Oh, your hair needs to be." No, my hair is like this because I like my hair like this. I've been trying to figure out if I was going to actually comb them down or continue to twist them up because my hair texture they come down by themselves. I don't I don't buy the food that I buy because somebody tell me I should buy it. I don't subscribe to other people's opinions. You shouldn't either. Like, especially if you are one of those people that be like, I feel like they don't like me. If you feel like, what is the difference between feeling like they don't like you and they don't like you? Anybody can help me figure that out. There is no difference. You already been living your life feeling like people don't like you. Like my people in the alphabet mafia. You who is the alphabet mafia? The LGBTQ plus A community, right? I want to encourage you. I'm speaking to you right now. If you are in the closet, me personally, am going to say that the closet is just a space for you to feel safe. You already feel that people know that you're gay. You already feel that people talk about you for being gay. Why not just live? Why not just live? Your father ain't gonna like the fact that his only son is gay. So what? Your father lived his life. I'm gonna disappoint him. He done got disappointed multiple times in his life. You won't be the first disappointment. You won't be the first disappointment in your family. You probably got family members that's gay. Y'all probably ha ha kiki about being gay, but they want to criticize you for being gay. Listen, I know families that have gay people, but they don't want gay to be associated with their family. Like, how did that become gay? Is like COVID. Yeah, I know you like, I didn't know you didn't just, I know she didn't just compare them. Yes. It's like, I don't want to catch gay. I don't want to catch gay. Gay actually means happy, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to do that. Like, people will literally call themselves beating the gay out of their children. Am I the only person that see how crazy that sounds? I'm going to beat the gay out of you. So if you beat me, if I say I'm gay and then you beat me, and then I get up and say I'm gay again, are you going to beat me again? Like, I don't know. It'd be too much for me. It literally be too much for me. It'd be entirely too much for me, mainly because a lot of people's understanding of homosexuality, alphabet mafia, LGBT community, a lot of your understanding is from religion. Told you we are going to talk about religion. I know I jumped around, but a lot of your misunderstanding comes from religion. Religions tell you that God hated. Religion tell you that it's an abomination. Religion tells you all of the things that you know about homosexuality. So because you fear the things that we fear, we hate. Have you ever talked to a gay person? I mean, you're watching me. Hi, my name is Chelle and I'm gay. But have you ever talked to a gay person? Have you ever took the time to understand them? Like, what does it mean to be gay? Have you ever done that? If you have never taken the time to talk to a gay person, like if your child identifies as trans, LG, any one of the letters of the alphabet, if your child identifies, if you are quick to say you could do that when you're an adult, think about what that does to that child. Think about it. Just think about it for a minute. Oh, I don't want people, I don't want to say my son is a she. I don't want to say she is a he because then people going to be looking at me crazy and then they're not old enough to make that decision. Hmm. Hmm. So at one point, as a parent, do you talk to your child to understand them? I said last Sunday, I asked the question, like, are you the type of parent that was like, you're going to do what I say until you get out of my house? And so now the child is suppressing their feelings of whatever it is. um that's, we can even talk about heterosexual kids. Like, maybe you are encouraging them to have sex at a young age and they're like, I'm not really into that right now, I'm just trying to play sports, or I'm just trying to be on a chess team. And they're like, well, you pressuring me. Like, there's pressure, there's already pressure in the world outside of our house. So now we're in our house and our child is like, hey, I feel like I'm a she, but I feel like a he, or I was supposed to be a she, but I feel like, or I'm a he, but I'm supposed to be a she. So now they have to suppress those feelings to make you okay. I don't understand that. I can't understand how we want our children to talk to us about things. We want to have children to grow up and be successful, but we don't want them to be themselves. Like, I know numerous amount of people that if they see a young boy playing with a Barbie doll or a hula hoop or any girl related toys, or if they see their daughter playing with toys or trucks, or it, like, now there's a new thing where men are getting their nails painted, and the first thing that people think is like, oh, he gay. Why can't I just get my nails painted? Like, why I have to, why is everything associated? That's what I'm saying. It's like a fear of being gay. Like, I don't know. We need to get healed of that. Like, that's one of the things when it comes to religion, we need to be healed, right? There needs to be a serious conversation between the church and the LGBT community, like a serious one. Like, we need to stop telling people that like Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of homosexuality. I know I probably lost a lot of you right there, but guess what? I'm going to help you. If you actually read the scripture, go back, don't just stop at, oh, the two angels went into the city to get Lot and his family out. Don't just stop there, and don't stop at the part where, oh, the angels, they said, come out so we may know you, and they were trying to sleep. No, 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 because it's all twisted. If you go back, right, go before there, literally in the scriptures in red, they say everything Jesus said, everything was within red. Everything that's in red is what Jesus said. It literally says, I hate the day that I created man. That was Jesus talking. So Jesus was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, not because of homosexuality. He was going to destroy it because men are human beings, really care about themselves. You You ever come out of a store or a gas station, or even while you're driving, there's the people that's sitting on the side and they have a sign or they ask for some change. You ever been like, fuck you, go get a job, or stop smoking crack, or stop drinking, or anything like that? No, you don't even know that person's situation. They just don't look like you look. So you automatically judge that they either on drugs or on crack or something. And then you tell them to go get a job. Like, that isn't a job in and of itself. Jesus knew this. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to destroy this town and create a new one. Now, let's not act like Jesus didn't do that before, because he does that multiple times in the Bible. He does that multiple times. But there are so many people for so many decades have taught that Sodom, that it's an abomination and Jesus hates it. But this is the same Jesus that loves. God is love, is what they tell you. So I'll be so confused. How could he love me but hate me at the same time? How could you make me the way I am only who I am because he made me that way? So why would you make me gay and then hate me because you made me gay? Anybody could answer. If you can answer it, I would love to have a dialogue about that. Anyways, so it's We don't take the time to get to know someone. We don't take the time to get an understanding of what the scriptures mean. We don't take the time to get the understanding of what our children are actually feeling. Like I said to this, I was like, everyone was checking on their strong friends. Everybody was checking on their weak friends. But how many people actually checked on their children? Like, how many people actually looked at their child and was like, how are you feeling about this pandemic? How do you feel about going to school online? Like, how many parents watch their kids struggle with online school and actually help them? How, if you were a child in this pandemic era going to school, how did you make it? Those are the questions. Like I talk to my niece every day. Actually, she didn't call me today, but I'm gonna FaceTime her. But I talk to her every day, and every day I ask her how she feeling, what she thinking. That's just me. I just be want to know how you feeling, what you thinking, because just like us adults, they are experiencing it also. And even though we are in virtual school, check this out. Even though we have been in virtual school, again, I'm just saying I'm not in school right now, but there have been young children who have committed suicide while attending virtual school. They don't even have to go to a real school. So there's something that we should say there's healing that needs to take place in our households. Like parents need to just be real with their kids and was like, hey, listen, I had a fucked up childhood and I tried to do the best I can to make sure that your childhood wasn't fucked up. But if I fucked up at any point, just let me know and I'm willing to do whatever I can to make that shit right. You don't got to use all those cuss words I did, but you could say something along those lines. And I guarantee you, your child will have the utmost respect for you because you broke that down to them like that. But instead, parents will rather beat them, put them on punishment, take stuff away from them, not even communicate. You like parents, are you really talking to your kids? Like think about this, right? We are in a global fucking pandemic and the highest rate of people being human trafficked is African Americans. And a lot of these young men and women that are being trafficked, y'all know what I'm saying, are meeting these people online. They telling them things, fill their head, my mama, your mama and daddy, whatever, filling their head up, making them think it's all sweet, and then they going. We gotta protect us. We gotta protect us. If you know that shit is happening in your household, if you know that your son is touching your daughter, if you know that shit is happening like that, get your child some help. Go to therapy. Go to therapy. Get your child some help. There's no way that you are not, as a parent, you can't say you love your child and allow them to be hurt. You don't got no kids, so you don't know what it's like. You are fucking right. I don't have any kids that I birthed out of me, but I've raised more than enough kids to say, listen, I'm not gonna let you go somewhere that you don't want to go. If I get the inkling of anybody, you feel weird if I look at you and you listen. People non-verbally communicate. That's why I feel like we need to do more talking. Not just more talking verbally, but we need to like start paying attention to things. Right? People be communicating that shit be happening to them, but we don't even think about it. Like you probably be like, I feel like something is going on, but I don't really know what's going on. And then you just leave it at that. And then when something happens, you be like, I knew something. No, let's stop just having hunches and having feelings and do something about it. Do something about it. If anybody comes to you and tell you that somebody is abusing them, molesting them, anything, do something about it. Don't just take the information and be like, well, come here, tell me what you said this person do. No, you do something about it. Call 911, call 934 I don't know. I don't know if that's the right number, but don't write that down. Just 911. Just 911 it. That's what you do. Just 911 it. Or look up the non-emergency number in your area. Do wellness checks. We need to start caring more about other human beings. I I experience things, and I'm not saying that my nieces and nephews are going to experience But I'm saying is I'm being vigilant as I am walking through this earth. I'm paying attention. I'm keeping my eyes open. I'm not letting they just growing up and that's what they do. No, no, no. Again, and just like young women are being teenage girls, children, female children are being molested, males are being molested too, and some of them might be molested at higher rates because nobody even talk about it. Nobody addresses the fact that guys get molested and guys be embarrassed to talk about being molested because that makes them seem weak or people gonna make fun of them. Like we have to stop making fun of people for shit that shouldn't have never happened. Like you probably have cousins that you know are gay that probably came out and was like, "Oh, they're gay," and then you gonna join everyone else in talking about them being gay when you know that's your favorite cousin. Y'all was growing up, that was your favorite cousin. You was staying up late night playing Super Mario Kart with them. But now because your friends feel like it's cool for you to talk about gay people, you gonna talk about gay people. No, we gotta start heal. We gotta start healing here. Once we start healing here and here, then we can start healing our family. Like parents need to heal from the shit that their parents did to them, did or didn't do for them. And then parents need to heal for the shit that they inflicted on their kids. And then kids need to heal from the shit that their parents and their family members, like it's, you see how it's generational traumas. We got to heal from that. Like there's no way that your parent is in their 60s and their child is in their 40s and they're still dealing with the shit that them two experience. And then you have a child and your child is in the 20s and then they have a child and the child is like 10, 3, 6 or whatever, and then everybody is still dealing with the same shit. Like somebody somewhere should be like, you know what, let's heal our family. Don't just throw Jesus over it and be like, oh, Jesus gonna protect us. Because I'm not saying that Jesus don't work. I'm just saying like we say Jesus is gonna do it, but then we're still dealing with the fucking problems. I'm still, you dealing with the fact that your grandfather molested you. I'm dealing with the fact that your father molested me. Now my kids is dealing with the fact that they Uncle Pete done molested them. And then now the cousin is, that's too much. Too much. If you or someone you know has been molested and you know that the person is still molesting someone, or you know that the person that told you that they were molested is being affected by the fucking molester or the fucking person that touched them, do something about it. Take them to therapy. Don't send them to live at another place. Take them to therapy. You're probably like, therapy don't work because you never know until you try it. If for generations you've been throwing Jesus at it and it's still been fucking working, it's still not fucking working, you probably should try something else. Like if you try dating and dating just doesn't work, I'm just going to say maybe you should stop dating and just work on yourself. If you tried multiple jobs and you know that you don't want to work for anyone else, you want to be your own boss, be your own boss. Let's do something other than what we have been doing. I say this on every live or every video I do. If you are doing the same thing that you were doing before 2020 came in, you are wasting time. The world, literally, the universe is like, you know what? I have been spinning for however long I've been spinning. I need to give a reset. Let's reset the entire world. The entire world got reset. If you are doing the same thing, if you still hanging around the same people and ain't nobody, here we go with the ain't again. If ain't nobody got a business, started a business, got a job, a career, happy, successful. Like you should want to surround yourself with people that are positive, that are moving forward. You still hanging around the people that's on the block, you still hanging around the same people that was doing the same thing y'all was doing in y'all 20s, and you like my age, 41, you 30s, and y'all still doing the same thing. Come on now, you survived the global fucking pandemic. If this pandemic ain't encouraged you to jump off the cliff, whether you got a parachute or not, you're wasting time. I know I probably sound real harsh, but the reality of it is this, right? At any point from this day backwards, you could have died. You could have caught it and died, but you didn't. You're still here. What are you going to do with the time that you have here? Are you going to still walk around with the fact that Uncle Pete molested you? You're harboring hatred in your heart for Uncle Pete, and Uncle Pete is over here still at the family barbecues. People still sitting on Uncle Pete's lap. All these things are still going on. Are you going to continue to hold on to that? Or are you going to find peace on the inside of yourself? Forgive yourself and let it go and live your best fucking life. Are you going to still uh I want to, but I don't have the money. I think I want to, but I don't really know. Are you going to shoulda coulda woulda? Are you going to what are you going to do? If you are a parent and you know you haven't had the best relationship with your child, especially during this global pandemic, you ain't asked your child what they feeling, how was their day, what they thinking, how's work, how's school, how's their relationship. You ain't asked them nothing. You just, I'm your parent, and if I tell you to do something, you should do it. Or if you have one of those families where it's like you are bringing a reproach to our family because you are gay, or you are bringing a reproach to our family because you having kids out of wedlock, whatever it is. Like, are you a system of support for your family, or are you one of those people that's just like, our family dynamic is more than anything else? Blood is thicker than water. In the world in which we live in, I want to say so much shit has happened. So much shit has gotten swept under the rug. So many people are just surviving. So many people are just fucking surviving their everyday life, just surviving. I'm made the decision to fucking live. Yes, yes, that shit happened to me. Yes, that shit was sad. But I'm not at 41 gonna keep waking up every morning like I was molested. I can't live my best life because I was molested. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to wake up and be like, you know what? I was molested, but guess what? That shit showed me how strong I was. And I say show me how strong I was because that shit could have killed me. Like that shit could have killed me. I've watched friends, I've watched people that I love end it. Like end it because they couldn't carry that. Because it was too much. They just needed somebody to lift something off of them and they had no one. So for me, it is important to heal, to let that go. I'm going to say this again. If you are in a family where there is generational traumas, that is not your responsibility. People will tell you, like, this is our family, this your brother, this your sister. At the end of the day, sometimes we need to say, fuck family. We do. I know you probably catch a lot of heat from that, but at the end of the day, the most important love, the most important safety, the most important person that you should be concerned about is you. Think about it. If you was struggling, if you was homeless and no one in your family opened up their door to you or even let you sleep in a car, on a porch or whatever, where was the family then? If if you were last year, if you didn't have any water or toiletry or disinfectant spray, like where was the family then? Granted, you are an adult, or granted you were should have had things taken, prepared, but where was the family then? When you was getting this business up off the ground, when you was failing, you was figuring out what you're doing, and you was trying to get people, hey, could you come on, and you good at accounting, could you come and do my books? Hey, you good at computers, could you make out my website? Where was the family then when you get up there and like you a rapper, or you got a successful business, and now they like, hey, could you loan me $100,000? What? I couldn't even get $1 from you. Like, We need to heal from generational traumas. We need to heal from shit. We just need to heal from shit that happened to us. Shit that happened to us, shit that was done to us. We just need to heal. We need to know that it is okay to let that shit go. Let it go. Once you accept it, once you acknowledge it, then you are able to determine, okay, am I going to still live my life as a victim, or am I going to become the victor? Am I going to use this, as the church people would say, as a testimony, or what am I going to do with it? Like, am I going to use it to say, hey, listen, I was molested when I was younger, but I went to therapy. I got help. I understand the things that trigger me. I understand how to move through it. I am 41. I told you I didn't see 41, but I am 41. If you flip that back, 14. I am 41 years old, and I can look back and say, I have overcome so much. That's why right now at 41, I can look at all of the things that I've accomplished during a global fucking pandemic and say, that's how you handle some shit. I could have been sitting in the pandemic like, oh, I can't do nothing because I'm sitting in the house. I can't go nowhere. Do you know that right now, this is why I say you could be living your best life right now, right? Some places are open, some people are out and going to shows and doing all of those things, but in reality, a lot of people are still in the house. A lot of people. I got on LinkedIn and I connected with so many different people. I was on Clubhouse when it was really y'all saw me do really cracking. Y'all saw me do a video. Like, if you ain't on Clubhouse, where you at? What you doing? But I made the best out of the situation. I've scored a fucking documentary during the global pandemic, which is still streaming on HBO Max. It's called Growing Up in Milwaukee. I took certifications. I got certified in a bunch of different things. I built a business. I had to pivot my business. I pivoted my business. If you are an entrepreneur, listen, if you want to get into entrepreneurship, hey, I'm your resource. I'm a resource that you can tap into. This is what I want to do. I'm here for you. That's why I have the whole channel. It's called Chelle's Closet. I know people be like, people put stuff in the closet. I'm opening up the door so you can come in and talk about whatever the fuck you need to talk about, get help with whatever the fuck you need to get help with. If you have no other resource in your life, you can come here. I had to fucking pivot my business. And I'm going to tell you, just like when I was sick, I've been sick for 2 weeks and I was like, oh, I don't know if it is. I was afraid. I was afraid because I was so sure in the business idea that I had, right? I was sure. I'm still sure. I had to make a little pivot. It was a small pivot and I still was afraid. But do you know I made that pivot, and since I made that pivot, I could still do what I was originally going to do. It's just this part of my business is much more sweeter. And I mean sweeter because it's like a inner peace for me. It's like I find passion. The thing that I originally started the business for, that's my passion too, but this one right here is far more. And I wouldn't have been able to get to this point of understanding um my proficiency in this area had I not went on the journey of healing and self-discovery. Had I not said those things that happened to me was shit that happened to me that don't define me. I'm not just a a child who was molested. I'm not just an adult who was raped. I'm not just someone who has a speech impediment. I am so much more. You are so much more. Maybe your family will always told you will never be anything, you'll never be successful. Look at you, you dumb, you stupid, you whatever. You are greater than what anyone has ever said you are. You are greater. You have to believe in yourself. If no one ever tells you that you can do it, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to wake up in the morning and tell yourself, today I'm going to go and start this business. Today I'm going to go to this job and I'm going to get a raise on this job. I'm not telling you to quit your job because maybe, you like your job. I'm going to get a raise on this job. Or you know what? I'm gonna go work for another company and they're gonna pay me what I'm worth. Like, you know your worth. When you know your worth, you understand like the things that happen to you are just things that happen to you. They do not define who you are. Healing, understanding that the things that happen to you are not, they don't determine who you are. They don't. That's why when people like, When people be like, you did this, and I'll just be looking like, how could you watch me? Like people that be on YouTube, like, how could you watch me every day? You literally, I see you come to my lives, I see you on my videos, and still feel like you don't know me. I've literally told you everything from 0 until 41. Literally. If you think it's a lie, go back to the first some of the first videos up until now. I literally told y'all my entire life story. I'm gonna do some more story times with more in-depth parts, but I'm in such a space of being vulnerable. I don't care if you take, oh, she was molested, so that's why. I don't really care about that because I am no longer in that space. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not, you can't make me feel bad. Oh, you can't. There's nothing you can do about that. I'm past that. I've come through it. I'm past it. I'm here. If you want to have a conversation of how you can get over whatever you're going through, let's do it. I'm down. I'm down to talk to any and everybody about anything. You want to have a conversation about religion? You know what? You said that scripture about, I mean, you talked about Sodom and Gomorrah. I want to know more about that. Whatever you want to know more about, I'm down to talk. I'm always down to have a conversation. That's something that most people don't have. Like parents don't have conversation with their kids. Like think about it, right? There's no way. There is no way. No way. They say if you have more than one child, there's no way that you haven't, I'm not going to say perfected being a parent, but you don't have a handle on being a parent right now. I know parents be like, every child is different, but guess what? You have some foundational things that you do that you should have done with every child. Foundational. I don't care who you are or what you think. There's some foundational things that every family does, every parent does with a child. From the way you swaddle them, wrap them up, from reading them bedtime. Do people still read their kids bedtime stories? Or do you just cut at your child and tell them to take your ass to bed? Or do you, I don't know. I just feel like we all need to heal from. Maybe your thing you need to heal from isn't molestation. Maybe it's alcohol. And maybe you turned to alcohol because you saw your father drinking and he used to beat your mother or whatever it is. We all need to get to the root of why we do the things that we do. And then once we get to that root, you will be able to determine, like, wait, I was only doing that because, like, if you think about this, right? If you were someone, or maybe you are someone, right? You go to the club every weekend. You go to the same club. You see the same people. You go and get outfits. You go and get your hair and stuff done. You go get your hair cut and do all of that to see the same people every week. And you be like, I don't got no money, but I'm going to go to this club and I'm going to buy a drink. And you spend $16, $20 on a drink when you could go to the corner store, get you a bottle. Listen. I'm just here to promote healing. I'm here to promote therapy. I'm here to promote communicating. I'm here to promote talking about what happened to you. Again, don't let anyone tell you that you do not have the right. Do not let anyone tell you that you waited too late to talk about it. No. Whenever you find the courage in yourself to talk about it. Talk about it. People who has never been in your shoes, well, of course they're gonna say, why you wait till now to talk about it? I mean, the person is dying. Or why you wait till now to talk about it? They got a family and they moved on. They know what they did to you. You could be saving somebody else's life. Some people might say you might be destroying somebody's life. Well, they should have thought about that before they did what they did. And someone asking you to be quiet about what happened to you, I find that so rude. Don't tell nobody what happened. What do you mean don't tell nobody what happened? That's like you meeting somebody on Tinder or Grinder or whatever dating app, or whatever app, or whatever you just out dating. That's like you meeting somebody for the first time and y'all have sex, and then they be like, don't tell nobody we had sex. Or you meet somebody or you loan somebody some money and they be like, don't tell nobody you loaned them money. Then they all the way in Mexico and you like, wait a minute, how you in Mexico? I just loaned you some money. You ain't had no money. You told me you needed that money to pay your bill, but they in Mexico. And then don't put nothing on their status like, I hope you paid your We Energies bill or something. And then they be like, oh, now you trying to shit on me. No, the reality of it is we need to hold ourselves accountable. We need to hold the people around us accountable. And we need to talk and heal. Let go, grow, grow. Growth. If you are still doing the same thing you were doing January 1st, 2020, all the way up until now, you are wasting time. You have not recognized the value of the time that you have been given. Heal. Let go. How do I heal, Lachelle? The first thing you do is you talk. Talk to yourself. Write down what happened to you or remember what happened to you. Now, I said, like, when I first started on this journey of healing and self-discovery, I was not prepared for the rush of feelings and emotions, and it was like I was teleported back to those times, and I could see. You ever see Mr. Scrooge where they took him, or I just use Mr. Scrooge? Or you ever had a memory where you was like, you could see yourself in that situation? They say it's like near death experiences, but you could see yourself in that situation, and then you're able to watch and feel, like you smell the smells, you are transported back in that time, and you have the ability to tell your younger self that you are okay. I am sorry, you are okay. The person who did that fucked up shit to you will probably never say I am sorry. Apologize to yourself. You holding out hope that one day this person they know they did me wrong. They gonna come back and tell me that they did me wrong. They not, especially not in the society that we live in. They not gonna do it. They might, but the reality of it is they not. So we aren't going to wait around till they come. We're going to accept, acknowledge. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk through it. Through it. We're going to get ourselves on the other side over there. And when you get on the other side, and you're going to be able to look back and be like, damn, I came through a whole lot of shit. And you be like, I want to start this fucking business. And you're going to start that fucking business, and you're going to be successful. You're going to be like, I want to get out of this relationship. I done been going back and forth with this person for 15, 27, 6, 5, 3. When we was younger, now we older. I done multiple times. We done tried to make it work. And it didn't fucking work. It won't work. It's not going to work unless healing take place. And we all know we live in a society where hurt people hurt people. So I was hurt. So I'm going to hurt everybody until I get back to the one person that I originally hurt. So I can make that hurt right, but I still can't make it right because I'm not over the hurt that happened to me. You see, that's a whole bunch of hurt. But we got to heal from that. We have been given the greatest opportunity to take the time now to not only survive, but live. If you know that you are not in a relationship where you are not happy, and I'm not saying happy where that person is making you happy, where you feel within yourself like, I am living below my means. I'm not with who I want to spend the rest of my life with. You could be male, female, trans, bi, whatever you are. If you are not in the situation that you know that you want to be in, leave. I know you probably like, how you gonna tell somebody to leave? The way, hold on, watch my lips. Hold on, let me put some Vaseline on them so I can make sure you getting what I'm saying. Leave. You didn't survive a global fucking pandemic to be miserable. If you are living for your family, they don't give a fuck about you, because if your family actually gave a fuck about you, they would care about your well-being. Your well-being. They would care about that. They wouldn't want to see you in a situation where you are unhappy, where you feel miserable, or you are depressed, because families who actually care will be there for you. Parents who actually care will be there for you. Families, that's what families are. That's what they do. Well, not all of them, but I mean, that's what should happen. They should be there to love and support you through whatever you're going through. A lot of families be tearing people down. What the you gay? You can't be gay because ain't nobody in our family, ain't nobody in our lineage ever been gay. We all know somebody that is gay. That we all know people that are members of the alphabet mafia, whether they never, some people will never ever be able to come out ever, only because, hey Renee, some people will never ever be able to come out because of the stature that they hold in society. Some people will never be able to come out because they are not comfortable with them themselves. Me, I'm comfortable. Hell, I might be a little too comfortable, but I'm comfortable with my life. My bills are paid. I'm eating some really good soup. Well, I was eating some really good soup. Um, I have a vehicle that is up and running. My truck is actually 21 years old. 21. Still rolling. I know I told y'all the other week that it wasn't rolling, but it's okay because I got a new starter and it's rolling. It's still rolling. Still out here. My business is doing great. I'm doing great. I was literally like, you know what? I was really sad. My computer took a lot of videos, but then I found my GoPro, and so videos, like I probably won't share them, or I probably like cut people out or whatever, but I'll probably share the portions that I am in, just because I was traveling. I was on cruises. I was doing all kinds of stuff, and I was happy. I'm still happy. I'm still smiling. I'm still happy. I was sad. I was disappointed. But then, when you know them that labor among you, or you know them that are in your facilitated area, you know them, you know their family, you know how things happen. You don't take stock in that. Like, sorry. Um, you don't take stock in that. When you know you're a good person and you do what you can. I know, like, I'm not just saying this because I'm saying it. I really am a good person. Like, I really am a good person, and when I love you, I love you. I don't love you because you buy me things. I don't love you because you do things for me. I love you because I really do love you. I love YouTube. I love coming to talk to people on Saturday. I mean on Sundays. I love um coming on Saturdays and people hanging out. And I didn't think that anybody would actually come and hang out with me on a Saturday, cuz Saturday be turn up time, turn up. But I be turned on Saturday nights doing live karaoke. I literally was like, you know what, we should start doing this. I said we because there was another person. Go back if you want to know. We should start doing this because I didn't see anybody that was doing YouTube doing it. And then I was like, oh, it's pretty dope. So I'll be doing it every Saturday. 30 Saturdays in 2021, I've done it. And I've been doing it for the last year, 2 years. And it'd be pretty dope. While I'm here, you can go to the community tab and choose a song, any song from 2016 that you want to hear me sing this Saturday. I actually think I might test out the whole thing where I invite somebody else to sing with me, like come on to the channel. Y'all see them here, and I'll have the screen up where they could do the live karaoke. We gonna make this work. I'm upgrading. I said, there's no way I am surviving a global fucking pandemic and I do not live the life that I want to live. Nope, I won't. My ticket won't be punched, and they won't be like, "Well, she was a good person." That's all you got to say about me. No, you're gonna be like, she scored a documentary. How I know? Because she told me about it every time. Growing up in Milwaukee, HBO Max still streaming. She did everything she could to make sure that music creatives knew how they got money in the industry. It's more it's more than just releasing the music. It's more than just performing at a show. It's more than just selling a t-shirt. Those are ways that you actually have to do work. I'm talking about ways where you could be sleeping in your bed and you still getting paid from doing nothing but sleep. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you could be not having a lot of streams today, and then 2 years from now somebody want to sample your song and you could charge them $10,000 if you wanted to. I'm talking about that kind of money. I'm talking about long term, long lasting money. That's just how I am in real life. Like, if I love you, like Renee was here. Renee has been here for forever. I want to say since the beginning of the channel. I don't know, but a couple of weeks or months ago, Renee pushed through something, and we were here all together while Renee pushed through that, and she's still here. That's what this channel for me is about. I said if I'm going to come back and do YouTube, because I honestly never thought about not doing it. I just knew that I had to change the format of how it was being run, because it was two people, now it's just one. I was like, I'm going to do it where I talk about shit that I wish somebody would have talked about with me. And that's why I'm here. Cause I talk about shit. I wish if you can't tell by now, being molested had a huge effect on my life. It did. It completely did. I'll be the first to admit that it completely did. Like, people always be like, we'll go hang out, and people used to be like, hey, why aren't you having a drink? I don't think I ever said this. I don't think I told you guys this, but hey, you're about to get the story now. So one day, one of my elder cousins had passed away. Strangely, he was my elder cousin. I said strangely because I literally didn't have any problems until in my family, there was no molestation, there was none of that stuff, but it didn't happen. Like, I didn't have problems until I went to church, which is so crazy to say. But yeah. But so I went to the party. It was a turn up, and I was there. I had drove myself, and then I was like, I ate pretty good, and I was like, let me turn up. So I was turning up. Your girl's a drinker, so she could throw them back, and no chasers, nothing. I was drinking like my favorite was Jack Daniels. Like, I was drinking. And I figured out I had a lot of drink, and I ate a lot of food, and time had passed, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna see y'all later. I'm gonna see y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later. Chuck the deuces. I went and got in my car, and I drove. Yes, I was drinking and driving. Um, as I was driving, I kept like falling asleep. I felt myself keep falling asleep, and I was like, I'm almost home. So I'm good. I'm almost home. I let the windows down. I don't know why I thought letting the windows down was gonna help me I don't know what I was thinking. So I pull up to this light. If you're from Wisconsin, it's the light on Tatonia and Atkinson. That's Tatonia. I'm doing it like this because it's Tatonia and Atkinson. It's right there. It's by Love Liquors on Tatonia and Atkinson. I think it's still Love Liquors. I pulled up to the light, and I kid you not, I thought I closed my eyes for a second. I was there at the light for a long time. Mind you, it was the wee hours in the morning, but I was at that light for a long time. And I woke up, and I said, if I make it home, I promise I will never drink again. I especially won't drink and drive. And I made it home, and I was so scared because I had seen all the videos. I had seen what happened when people drink and drive. I seen it. I knew better, and I seen it. And I was just like, I can't believe I put myself in that situation. So now, like, people, we go hang out, and people, like, they getting lit, they getting turned. They like, you ain't drinking, you not fun because you not drinking. I'm like, I don't need a drink to be fun because I'm fun already. I'm already fun without a drink. But no, I don't drink because of that. Like, that thing right there was that one thing. We have something that was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. That was my one thing. I'm not drinking. I'm good. I'll get a non-alcoholic, or I'll drink water. That's it. I did a truth or drink, and I knew, like, I didn't drink. I was like, I could drink a little wine. Nope. No. I don't. I'm not drinking at all. So if we are out anywhere and you want to hang out and you want to toast me or whatever, give me a Sprite. A cold glass of ice water will be fine. Yeah, I learned. I'm somebody that I learned from my own mistakes. I learned from your mistakes. I don't necessarily have to go through it to learn it. No, I can learn from watching you. I don't have to do it. No, I don't have to do it. So for me, when I be out, like people would come to my house and we would have parties, and I was like, hey, you could spend a night. I got blankets, comforters, pillows, whatever you need. I got an extra fan, whatever you need. You could spend a night and then you could go home in the morning. Because the last thing I'm going to do is you going to leave my house and now you done got in a car accident. Nope. No, won't be on my conscience. Not going to do it. Or if we going to the club, I'm definitely not drinking. I'm going to be the sober. I'm going to be the designated driver. We getting home. We getting home. I don't even ride in the car with other people that's been drinking. Like that's why whenever I'm going somewhere, I'm driving my own car. And I got a truck. So everybody go ahead, get in. We'll just go. I'm not with that drinking and driving. You drink and drive? Yes, that's why I'm not with the drinking and driving. Not doing it. You can ask anybody around me. They gonna be like, I only had one drink. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. At this point in my life, I realize I'm saying shit to people that needs to be said. You probably thought this, right? Older people don't give a fuck about your feelings. They don't care. They gonna tell you what they need to tell you, and you just gonna either take it or not gonna take it. I said something to my brother the other day. He was like, well, way to rip the band-aid off. And I was like, you know what the problem is? There is too many band-aids. We are more concerned with hurting our parents' feelings. Fuck the fact that they hurt our feelings and made us feel like pieces of shit the entire time we was alive. We are now thinking about we don't want to say that they were bad parents because they're going to feel bad. Okay. They're going to feel bad. And because they're adults, they're going to suck that shit up and say, you know what? I apologize. What do you feel like I could do to make it better? Like, that's what I would think. That's me in my mind again, thinking like, okay, I know. They're not going to hit you with that sob story like, oh, I know I did. Like, we all know y'all did the best y'all could because, again, parenting did not come with a manual. You got to do that. Hey, Jamila. But what parenting did come with or should have come with is love. Love, kindness, understanding. Like think about it. You're a parent, right? You want your child to know what it means to think for themselves. You want your child to know what it means to be an individual. You want them to have something that is theirs. That's why you give them a room. Yeah, you probably have to yell at them a million times to keep the room clean, but that's why you give it to them because you want them to have some sense of individuality. Some of you may let your child go out and buy or pick the clothes out when you go shopping, or some of you buy your child the clothes. Like I was saying to this, like I have three brothers, right? And all of their kids are different. I have one brother, the brother that's my twin. He gonna buy if it don't have Nike or Adidas or something on it. He ain't gonna buy it. It's just not him. That's just him, and that's how he is. My second brother, he don't care. Like his son wanted his Mateo. I'm talking about Mateo's dad. Mateo wanted these dinosaur light up shoes. Now I told you my other brother, my twin brother, is like, it can't not you can if they got Nikes on the side, that's just him. He's not like that, but he's like that. So my brother was like, but he really want those shoes. And so he was like, I got him. He's like, he haven't took those shoes off. He's sleep in those shoes. Mateo loved those shoes. And I was thinking like, when we was growing up, I really wanted light ups. No, but I had light ups. Like I had everything. Like we don't buy kids things that will make them happy. We buy them what we want them to have. And we will say that. Like I'm buying you what I want you to have. It's my money. When you get money, you could buy your own stuff. But it's like, what if I don't like pink? What if I don't like purple? What if I don't want to play with Barbie dolls? What if I want to build wooden cars? Or what if I want to play the drums and I don't want to play the piano? What if I want to play the bass and what if I want to be a singer and I don't want to I mean, what if what I want to do isn't what you want to do? What if I want to be, what if I'm a girl and I want to be a guy? What if I'm a guy and I want to be a girl? Like, when do we actually give the child the option? Like, people say they're a child, they don't know what they want. Here's where I say, um, that's our thinking as adults, that's our thinking, but a child knows when they don't want to go somewhere, they know when they want to go somewhere. They know when a person is good, they know when a person is bad. They know when the food is good, they know when food is bad. They know when they're telling a lie, they know when they're not lying. They know when they are being good, they know when they are being bad. When do we allow them the opportunity to be themselves? But we're going back to the whole, you can do that when you become an adult. So now they have to suffer through their life. And I'm saying suffer because it can't be great to know that you want to be something and then your parent is like, you can't do that until you get out of my house. So now you're already planning to get out of your parents' house because you want to be you. And then they get out there and then some adult takes advantage of them. And now it's like, shit, I should have just stayed at home. Cause I be thinking like sometimes like I probably wouldn't have never left my mama house. I know you probably like, two black women can't stay in the same place. Bills. If you got bills, I'm gonna tell you too, rent and energy bills. Rent and energy bills. If you gotta pay water, that them bills, I'm pretty sure you an adult and you probably was like, ooh, I wish I could. I'm gonna give me a roommate or something. Me, I just be like, I'm glad that I made the decisions that I made because it showed me my decision making process. It helped me understand the process of actually making a sound decision. Um, I just know a lot of things I'm not tolerating, especially at 41. It's a lot of things. On this journey, I understand the importance of boundaries. That's the thing that we lack a lot as human beings is boundaries. Like, yes, you are my parent, but there needs to be some boundaries, even with parents. There needs to be. And you probably like, I'm a parent and my child, if I take the door off the hinges, I'm going to take the door off the hinges. That don't mean nothing. Do y'all know how smart these kids is now? Do you know, you probably looking at your child like, nah, that ain't my child. You know how smart these kids are now? Smart, intelligent. Like we probably thought we was doing something when we was younger, hiding stuff and oh, I'm gonna go over my friend's house, but you know you was going over that boy house or that girl house. Like we thought we was hiding something. They got the internet. They have the internet. Like these kids these kids are geniuses. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna call the kids of these generations some geniuses. Things we probably would have never even thought of, or we probably thought of them, but we probably was too afraid of death to try them. Not like we was gonna actually die, but our parents, if they found out we did it, we just automatically would say we would die. These kids, not these kids. But that's why if we take the time to heal from our traumas and encourage them to heal from the things that we did to them, they will be better. They will be better. Hopefully. Hopefully, they will be better. Well, you know what this means when this music comes on. It means that I'm about to wrap it up. I've been talking for 2 hours. See, I told you I could talk about everything. Hopefully, during this conversation, you have found the courage to talk about whatever the fuck you've been through. Hopefully, you have found the courage to embark on your own journey of healing and self discovery. Hopefully, you are inspired to have a conversation, whether it be about LGBT, whether it be about your children living the life that they want to live, or just being yourself. Hopefully, you just feel inspired all the way around. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel and talk about people who talk about shit that happened to them when they was younger, but they older. Hey, hopefully you are inspired. Remember that it is important for you to use your words. That is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. Friendly reminder, you are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic, so you should be living your best life right now. If you could be so kind and go right up there to the community tab if you are on YouTube and vote for your favorite song from 2016 that I will be performing on this coming Saturday for Saturday Night Vibes. I would greatly appreciate that. In the morning, I will officially be back to videos. I have the GoPro. I have software. So, hey, I am officially back to videos. I am releasing music on this coming week. It's so many things happening. But I'm going to say, had I not embarked on the journey of healing and self discovery, I would probably be stuck in the cycle of repeating the shit that happened. You shouldn't want to repeat the shit that happened. You should want to move through it and go on the other side of fear. Yeah, I know it's nerve-wracking, it's fearful, like you're anxious, but I can guarantee you this. On the other side of fear, it's complete happiness, it's complete inner peace, it's complete love. Notice how I keep using complete. Because once you conquer something that you fear, you can move on to the next thing. If you fear being alone, now is the perfect time to do that. Because listen, if you haven't been paying attention, this Delta 7 is getting out of control. So they might lock us down again. They might do the mask mandates. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to tell you this. If you haven't, get you some toiletries, some water, put you some money, some physical money to the side, get you some disinfectant, get you all the quarantine things that you had 2020. Just have it just in case, because you never know. We never know, but you want to be prepared. The signs is written on the wall. Like it's there. You want to be prepared in the event that anything happens. If you are in a relationship, if you are at a job, if you are in any position in your life where you are, you know that it is not for you, let it go. You know you don't want it anyways. I know you probably feel like there is no way that I'm going to be able to maintain the lifestyle that I was once living. There's no way that I'm going to be able to pay my bills. It actually is. Like if you make up in your mind right now, you say, okay, August, the end of August, I'm going to quit this job. Save up your money. Don't go out to eat. Cook something in your cabinet. Save your money. Pay your rent up in advance. If you got PPP money, stimulus checks, earn tax credit, whatever you got, save that. Pay your rent up some. Start the business. Leave the relationship. Go back to school. Do whatever it is that you wanted to do your entire life, but you felt like you didn't have the courage to do it. Find the courage within yourself and do that. Now, I will never let you see my beautiful face and these gorgeous dimples and leave without me telling you to love yourself, know yourself, trust yourself, and for the love of humanity, just be yourself. Now, if anyone who has ever said to you, I love you, cannot accept, acknowledge, love, respect, and appreciate you for being authentically you, again, you do not need them. You already feel like you've been doing this on your own. Why give them space in your head? You need that space to get out of the relationship or start your business. You need that space for something else. Clear them out. Move them around. Other people's opinion, it means nothing. If it can't provide food, clothing, and shelter, it means nothing. Even if it could provide that, it still wouldn't mean nothing. Listen to yourself, listen to your heart, and do what is best for you. Heal, let it go. Accept it, acknowledge it, and figure out where you go from there. Don't hold on to hatred. Don't hold on to anger. Don't hold on to bitterness. Heal. Hurt people. This is especially for you. Hurt people. Go sit down. Go sit on a couch. Go find a therapist. Get you a journal. Write about it. Stop fucking hurting people. Stop it. Stop continuing the cycle of hurt people, hurt people. Stop. Get help. Get help. If you could be so kind in the corners. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitch. Make sure you hit the little bell so you'll know the next time that I go live. Um, that's all I got. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on Saturday. Last night for Sunday or Saturday Night Vibes, and I especially appreciate you for being here tonight. Sunday night dinner and convo as we were talking about healing. I know you probably like you talked about yourself. I mean, I wanted other people to come and say a lot of people came and talked, share what happened with them. I appreciate the conversation. Good night, Renee. You know what time it is. If you don't know what time it is, I suggest you watch the Finger Sweetie because they will tell you until I go live a little later and do a workout. Um, I love you. I believe in you. You have everything you need to be successful right up in here. You just have to activate it. Block out everyone else and activate it. Trust and believe in yourself because you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't. You got it. I love you. I'm gonna keep saying that because maybe you didn't hear that. You haven't heard that yet. I love you. I believe in you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I believe in you. Um, until next time. Peace.